I am the Gremlin, and this is my show. If you don't like it, then you can go. Welcome to the show, our first episode of Grem Chat, and I'm so excited that everyone's here to enjoy the piece of shit we're about to watch. Today's episode of Grem Chat, we're going to focus on a 2003 classic known as Scarecrow Slayer. A little horror film made with Tony Todd back in the day when you could point a mini DV camera at anything and call it a movie. It's a CG masterpiece, let me tell you, with all kinds of glaring special effects, blue screen and green screen trickery that we're going to dive right into. So without any further ado, let's jump into this pile of horse shit and see what unfolds. Our movie starts out with what appears to be a father and son doing a little night farming. I like to do all my farming at night with inexplicable fog. Stop the tractor. We've hit nothing. Clearly in this shot you can tell absolutely nothing is nearby.
Now who took my damn scarecrow? Give me my scarecrow back.
I like that the father thinks it's pranksters. Even when he sees a mummified arm crawling across the ground with no attached organs, he just thinks, oh yeah, that's normal, no black magic here, just pranksters.
Show yourself!
And just like that, we have our first death, a CG disembowelment with a pitchfork. Does the kid see that his father just got killed? Because all he does is just watch. There's no screaming. The Scarecrow running off into the inexplicable fog. We're now whisked into present day where Tony is being interviewed about some of his Scarecrow experiences.
All of it. Listen, say what you want about it.
What's that, Tony? I can't hear you over your own voice. Should we shoot this again? It's Tony Paycheck Todd is what we're dealing with here. That's all we're dealing with. We're 5 minutes in, I still have no idea what we're doing.
Talking about the Tooth Fairy murdering little children.
At this point in time, you just got Tony Todd just sitting there trying to mumble with marbles in his mouth about what a scarecrow did back to his father in, 1974. Here at about 10 minutes in, we finally meet our main characters, David, Mary, Carl, and laugh-along Judy. No one's laughing, Judy. No one. We then start to piece together what our story really is about. David and Carl trying to get into a fraternity through hazing.
No, I don't want to do this. It's initiation. Look, we'll be back in 5 minutes with the Scarecrow. Just make sure nobody comes after us.
David and Carl, a couple of boys out in the town trying to get a Scarecrow down for their fraternity hazing. Forget grabbing girls' panties, we're going straight for the Scarecrow. We are then shown the inner working of the fraternity house where the crew is monitoring the boys' every move with high-end surveillance gear.
All right, pledges, pay attention. 10 degrees to your right. Do you see it?
Yeah, got it.
Bart, let's see if you can get any closer.
Already on it.
Is that it?
I love that this military fraternity somehow has FBI-grade surveillance gear that they're just attaching to some idiot's head. Hey, Dad, can I borrow your FBI surveillance gear? Sure, son, what are you using it for? Me and a couple of my buddies are gonna attach it to some dumbass's head, send him off into a farm field in inexplicable fog to get a scarecrow off a crucifix. What? Then the boys are walking into the fog, trying to find a scarecrow that they could visually see from the car. Why is it taking 25 to 36 minutes? Tony comes out, high on his own juices, and decides that he's going to unleash some fog bullets on his perpetrators.
I knew it.
Unfortunate for him, this time, it was pranksters. Not sure why he didn't go investigate a little deeper. He just fires off a fog bullet and hopes for the best. And that's when we have our first of many acid trips in this movie. Then the Candyman shows up, proud of his fog bullets, and begins to photograph his kill.
Smile, Scarecrow. That's for the cover of my new book. That's for the cover of Time magazine.
I like that Tony just shows up with his Canon cyber shot and decides to take pictures for the local paper because he thinks he's going to be a town hero.
Oh no. Son, can you hear me? Oh my God!
That's when the audio guys take a day off and Tony Todd goes to theater camp.
The thing! It rose from the dead!
Why? First thought I would have, I walk into a field, I see things going on, there's a scarecrow, he's alive, I'd say, this can't be real, it's gotta be pranksters. Their initial thought is, I'm gonna come here, I'm so scared that there's a scarecrow that's actually alive, I'm gonna pass out, can't be pranksters, no way it can be pranksters. I've seen a lot of shit in my day, but I've never seen a demonic scarecrow off a crucifix trying to kill people. And here's our first sense of the story just totally derailing here. The scarecrow comes up to Mary. Mary, for some reason, knows it's David.
David?
David became the scarecrow. Why, the scarecrow needed David's dead fog bullet to become a real person here? That's what happens to me too. One of my friends or family dies, and my immediate thought, that right there, see that scarecrow? That's my friend Bill. I know it for a fact. Over there. 15 minutes into this garbage, and I don't even know if I'm on acid, if the movie's making me hallucinate, if I'm a scarecrow. Am I a scarecrow at this point? Who's a scarecrow? Who the fuck's a scarecrow? And then Mary's transported behind a car, and suddenly she gets hit, and we're in a hospital with Laugh Along and Tony Todd. Carl just hangs out back at the farm, though. He's like, I'm not doing nothing, but I'm staying right here with this dead body who's now a scarecrow.
David?
Then the scarecrow shows up in the hospital. He's running past. I know there's some overanalyzation going on here, but I'm just trying to figure out how one scarecrow can be in two places. The fuck's going on?
My daddy's side hill walker combine.
You hear me? Show yourself!
Tony, can you just shut the hell up? No one's interested in your story about your daddy. I don't want to know about your daddy. No one wants to know about your daddy. At this point in time, the best part of the movie happens. Tony gets disemboweled by a sickle. I just like that the scarecrow went to the barn and grabbed a sickle, didn't have the sickle when he showed up and ran through the hospital, somehow gained his sickle and decided that he was going to sickle Tony. It almost makes me sickle. Then we have our second acid trip of the movie. Mary decides that she is becoming a scarecrow, or thinks about the scarecrow, or knows that David is a scarecrow. She's picked up by Fraternity Joe and Bang Along Sheila.
Sure is scary. Weird vibe. Hey! Hey!
And Mary's then left for dead without keys back at the farm where her boyfriend was just brutally massacred. Mary finds Carl, who's palling around the barn looking for scarecrow clues, and the two of them head back to the hospital to get Judy.
Got some keys. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Carl, a now scarecrow expert, explains to Mary in more detail about their friend's reincarnation.
He doesn't kill. He won't kill anyone.
Who?
David.
That's always my first thought, too, when a demonic demon from Demonville comes for me, is just, oh, he won't kill anyone. No, he won't kill any at all. Your friend David just killed Tony. There's blood everywhere. He's dead. Then they're taken to see their friend Laugh Along Judy, but news for them, Judy ain't laughing. There's a blood-soaked mural of a scarecrow on the wall. She's talking gibberish again.
You're gonna die. We all are.
Mary then decides to get Judy the fuck out of the hospital against all medical advice, but the scarecrow had other plans.
Judy! Judy, no! David, no! Judy!
He mesmerizes Laugh Along Judy. If you're counting at home, that's acid trip number 3 of the film.
Judy? No!
Thank God. Judy will laugh no more.
Carl, quick, let's go!
This leads to one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where the stunt driving really takes off. The scarecrow then taunts them with the bring it on motion. Unbelievable.
What's over?
The scarecrow is then split in half by the majestic of computers and green screening.
I have to help him.
We need to get out of here. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah, Carl, what the hell do you think you're doing here?
Look what you did!
I like that when he's holding him, the body's literally floating. There's no tracking whatsoever. There's just a floating corpse just floating.
You killed him! You killed my...
Then for some reason, Carl gets bit because the Scarecrow turned into a vampire.
You didn't kill him. What did I tell you? I told you couldn't kill him.
Now our main characters, Mary and Carl, head to the fraternity for help from the people who started this whole ordeal. Surely they'd be happy to help them.
I came here because you said you could stop it.
You put everyone in this house in danger by coming here.
No, they are devastatingly pissed that they brought the Scarecrow home for Christmas. And that's when more CG magic happens.
Hey, Rick.
Lovely.
You go out the window and get help. Come on, go. I've got my boys. We live for this kind of shit.
And our boys decide they're gonna take matters into their own hands and kill the son of a bitch. Carl and Mary then decide that they're gonna bail from the situation, and Mary falls out the window in a beautifully executed green screen CG masterpiece.
Oh my god!
Get over here, sir!
Are you okay?
Man, just help me up.
What happened?
Mary fell.
Is she alright?
I don't know.
Can you make it to a car or something?
I don't know.
At this point in time, Carl's completely checked out. Must have been a late night at the set, and they're like, "Hey, Carl, give us all you got." His acting makes Tony Todd look like a god.
Let's go to the basement. I have some medical supplies there.
And then they head to the basement to fix Mary's leg through some type of fraternity science and devise a plan to kill this piece of shit Scarecrow. But thank God, because we can all watch from the safety of the basement as the boys head into the hallways of hell.
Yo, Scarecrow! Over here!
They did not mention that if you die and get reincarnated into a crow, that you become a jujitsu master. It seems to me like David's getting a hell of a deal here.
Shit.
We're then delivered acid trip number 4. What the hell is that? But nothing can keep this guy down.
It's okay. Okay, we're done. It's over.
Man, Mary, what a bitch. She's already kissing Frat Joe not even a day after her ex-boyfriend got reincarnated into a scarecrow.
David, no!
David? David, stop this. It was just a prank. We didn't know. It wasn't our fault. No!
Joke's on Mary. I don't think she's ever gonna have a boyfriend. That crow is pissed. Then they find the getaway car of every child's dreams. A 1993 Chevy Blazer.
Well, take me back to the hospital.
We're going to the farm.
This isn't a vote. I'm not asking again. Stop the vehicle now.
Boy, hang on, that escalated too quickly. In a drunken stupor, Mary just hops out of the car, too. Carl burns rubber and heads in the wrong direction.
Stop! Where's he going?
Back, I guess.
Carl, driving through his agony, almost hits the morphing scarecrow and pulls his vehicle over. Ooh, the cop gets sickled.
Your keys.
And now for some reason, Carl is teamed up with the Scarecrow. That's one of the things you ask, you're in a tree house when your kids becoming blood brothers. If I get reincarnated as a crow, will you be my best friend? If I get in any casino jams, will you help me? Which happens. A lot of times people are betting and they get in a casino jam. I, in fact, have rescued my friend Dick Shoemaker from several casino jams. That's why we put it in the contract when we were children. And he's helped me too. Not in a casino jam, but an ATV accident. It wasn't pretty. One of us got fucked. Carl then picks up Mary in a stolen car and announces he's teamed up with David for realsies.
There's something I need to tell you.
Carl then begs for his friend to take him instead of Mary so that they can be blood brothers for the rest of their lives. Mary passes out at the mere sight of the Scarecrow, and the demon carries his trophy home as passing motorists smile and wave at the sight of a half-man, half-scarecrow carrying a corpse up a public highway. At this point in time, if the train can't come off the tracks anymore, well, it does. We've got the Scarecrow now making his own buddy Scarecrow, while Mary's tied up.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Carl then decides he's going to show up with a bazooka and take matters into his own hands.
Carl, no!
It's either kill me or I'm gonna kill you!
Little did he know that he's going to turn into a Scarecrow as well. Then we're delivered one of the finest kung fu battles of all time between two Scarecrows, which we all asked for. Mary gets loose, thank God. You could have two friends, two buddies, if you will, crowing around town, you know, as you will, but instead he decided to just chip him. And she uses the non-functioning bazooka that has not worked 2 times now. Somehow Mary has the magic touch. Then we're left with disappearing hay. I'm satisfied, and I hope you all are too. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting out new shit like this all the time. More videos like this going to be coming your way where we analyze and we laugh and we talk and we cry and we sympathize with each other over our shared problems. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. This is the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe